Good morning, my dear. I hope you're having a lovely day so far. How have your dreams been? It's Paul Sundin. How have your dreams been? Today we're talking about dreams versus astral traveling. And I am going to put a whole playlist together. I have a whole bunch of videos. I've talked about dreams many times over the years. And so I'm going to put a wee playlist together for you on just my dream videos. It's like dreams, what is going on? Dreams 101 a few years ago. Like I can't even remember how many videos on dreams I've done. But I loved that I had a dear member and dear subscriber ask, like, have you ever done a video on like dreams versus astral traveling? And I wanted to, and this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Sarah. This is the Multidimensional Caffè. It's just you and I. We're having some coffee or tea. Sybil's playing in the background. She's been obsessed with the little tool inside her water bubbler that it's like this, she keeps trying to get to it. It's like this chewy little thing in the middle. And yeah, so Sybil's playing in the background. Sybil's my kitten, if you hear her. She's growing into a lass, actually. She's growing into a cat. But it's just you and I having coffee or tea. We're talking about the awakening. I work with New Earth leaders, the leaders of New Earth. So welcome. If you'd like to pause this video, grab your coffee, tea. Actually, let's use Madame Esma for the pause. She's just staring at me. Locturian, just like Sybil. They have the same little mustache. And let's talk about dreams. Let's talk about dreams for a few. Before we even get started, because these are my perspectives and opinion, just like it says in the description in all my videos, these are my perspectives. This is not doctrine. Could talk to another channeler and they might have a completely different perspective. So I want you to take a moment and I want you to ask yourself, what is dreaming? What is happening when I'm dreaming? You can write this out. You can write this out. Pause the video, you can write this out. What is dreaming? Where am I going? What am I doing? Now I want you to ask yourself, what is astral traveling? What am I doing? Where am I going? In your mind's eye, in your perspective, I want you to decide what is the difference between the two. Because dreams is one of the first, versions of astral traveling that human beings have ever just been okay with. So we lay down, pretend to sleep. Our body does it. We go somewhere, experience all of these different visuals and experiences, and we live separate lives. And we wake up and we're like, well, that's normal. Any human being on the planet, regardless if they have the spiritual language, the awakening language, the religious language, anything, they're like, oh yeah, dreams are just normal. Why? You know what I mean? We experience things so powerfully that, think of one of your worst nightmares can still shake you in your boots today. You can experience something where a friend of yours stabs you in the back and then you're mad at that friend all day. It can really be as potent and as powerful to your human body because your consciousness is experiencing it. So I'm going to break this down a little bit. It's kind of like your consciousness. That's you. Consciousness is the awareness that's running the human avatar. And your consciousness, when you're dreaming, goes to other places, other dimensions, and does things, experiences things. And so we live in a quantum multiverse where everything's happening all at the same time, and where we put our attention is what we create around us. So your consciousness running Sarah, I'll speak from my statements because my dreams have been afoot lately and it's amazing. I love it. I'm just actively choosing, and I'll give you a tool that you can do to actively invoke this. So actively choosing to be doing healing, processing, clearing karma, clearing past lives, clearing all different things, whatever version, past lives are all happening at the same time. And so, where was I? So our consciousness I'm kind of going back to the beginning here. So our consciousness decided to come to the Earth School and said, there's a facet of myself that I want to experience. There's, it's kind of like consciousness and math had a baby, and it's this planet. Consciousness got bored, wanted to experience itself. God got bored, wanted to experience itself, and so here we are. So our individual consciousness wanted to come to the Earth School to have an experience, to clear something, to experience something, to do something, to learn something. They don't call it the Earth School for no reason. This is a mastery planet for all souls. It is quite a privilege to be alive in human form during this experience right now, because we're clearing lifetimes upon lifetimes. What we're doing spreads and clears or affects generations past, generations forward. We're ascending to 5D, whatever you call it, unity consciousness. It's all happening all at the same time. And so when our consciousness had said, okay, well, this is the human avatar, this is the time and space that right now we're kind of going to you can be like the main screen, the main tab. And if you're new around here, when I'm talking to you, my guides show me pictures and images over here. I have a few different tabs and screens open. So just think of like multiple screens. I don't always pay attention to them. If my guide has something to say, then I'll focus here. I'll come back to you. That's what happens in my private sessions as well. I invite your guides in, all different things. I don't always watch them. They're just going on. It's kind of like when you're walking on the treadmill at the gym and you've got like 10 screens in front of you, you just watch one. You can only really pay attention to one at one time. We are not computers. As human beings, we can do one thing at one time. Yes, there are things called multitasking, but it's like doing one thing at a time is actually like the best way for us to get things done. Unless you're a barista, but like that's a story for another day. So our consciousness said, okay, this is like the main screen, which is your life. And your consciousness is watching things through the eyes of your human avatar. You're having all these experiences. When you're sleeping, your body needs to rest. It needs to, digest, recuperate, regenerate, do all the things that your body naturally does when you're sleeping. But your consciousness is outside of time and space and has other things to do. This is still you. It's like you're not your human body. You are the consciousness running the human body and blessed to be in the human body. So when you're dreaming, your consciousness can go clear other things, do other things, experience other things. If you need to see them, that's what a dream is. If this is something where it's like when I think of my past lives, I think of just a can line of all the Sarahs across time and space. And so if something that happened in one life is affecting the life that you're in over here, you're going to see it in the dream space and then look at it and say, oh, I can integrate that in my life, or that's cleared and now I don't have to act that out in human form. That's also something that I've talked about in other dream videos, that you can experience things, whether they be extreme positive, extreme negative, or a timeline that's not going to happen. You can experience it in that parallel dimension. And then you see it and you're like, wow, it's kind of like the star-crossed lovers there. And then you come back here, you're like, okay, well, that happened, it's over, it's done, and now I can come back here. And so in essence, when we think of astral traveling, when we think of conscious astral traveling, it's getting into a deep meditative state, grounding and bubbling yourself, and then kind of leaving your body. Your consciousness leaves your body in a safe way, and you can go and you can, remote view, you can go to other planets, go to other dimensions, do all these other things in your conscious aware state. So it's your consciousness going to other places and doing other things. But you're choosing to go to those places and do other things. And it's kind of like astral traveling would be your human co-creating with your consciousness, being in alignment and saying, I actively want to. We, as a team, Sarah the avatar, Sarah the consciousness, as a team have decided to go and do this and clear this. Whereas dreaming is still in essence astral traveling. It still is, in my perspective, because our body just isn't the one making the plans and saying, go do this, go do that. Or we're not co-creating with our consciousness. We're kind of giving the reins over to our consciousness, which is us. I know this is a lot. I hope we're understanding this. So something that I've been doing every night is actively asking my higher self, my soul, my consciousness, my guidance team, my guardian angel. I literally bring in the capital right every single night. I say this out loud. I welcome my guidance team to be with me tonight. I welcome upgrades, downloads, astral travels. I welcome clearings and healings. Please show me what it is that I need to see. Let's experience what we need to experience together. I actively want to participate in this to help me really be on my most authentic, highest timeline in my paradigm. I do that every single night. And since I started doing that, it's been, for last night, for example, I had maybe 3, possibly 4 complete separate entities of dreams, and woke up kind of pooped, kind of exhausted, and a little bit like, what happened? My head felt like turned on, like very activated. And sometimes when I go to bed, my head will also feel very activated, and like I'll do some like energy healing with myself as I go to bed. I'll have my hands on specific chakra areas of my body and just go to sleep in that sense, in that way. But if you want, you can totally ask your higher self, your consciousness, to be there for the experience. If there are specific things that you're curious about, if there's something in your life now that you want to be experiencing, say you're not sure where you're supposed to move, or you're keen to have a relationship, or you're trying to level up financially or in your business, and you're not really sure what to do, ask your dreams to show you something. Use this as I forget what it was called, but in the movie The Matrix, where they had the sparring level where you kind of like try things on and do things and can't die there. There's laws similar to 3D there. It's kind of like that. That's what's popping into my head right now. Use your dreams. Ask your dreams. Keep a dream journal if you're keen. Have a little journal right next to your bed, and before you even wake up, write down the key things that you remember before you put a screen in front of your face. I'd say by the time you put a screen in front of your face, the dream is going to be shabush. It'll be gone. But I would have a little notebook next to your bed, just jot down the few things. And, I have dream reference books that I use. I've unpacked my dreams with ChatGPT before, just to see what is the common theme. I've had a lot of clearings that have come in my dreams. It's also a wonderful way for you to experience how much your consciousness has grown, how much your unconscious and your subconscious is okay with things or is not okay with things. You can really process and unpack, how did my dream self handle this situation? Were they nervous? Were they strong? Were they, confused? Did they act? Did they react? Did they attack? Like what was going on? It's a way to observe yourself, your inner self, in a way that's safe, that you can't really mess it up. And it's you trusting the higher vessels of yourself, the higher versions of yourself, to make moves that you yourself don't have to. It's kind of like you learning how to delegate to your higher self and delegate to your spirit team, to be like, I'm physically going to sleep. I'm happy to come along with us for the experience. Let me know how I can participate. And, great ways because in other videos I've talked about, when you see things that are scary or demonic or really messed up, that's a version of something that maybe needed to happen that's not going to happen in real life because it was able to happen there. And like I said earlier in this video, it could be like a lifetime that's not going to be lived. You experience that. That's why, like exes come back in your dreams, and, past friends, or you go to certain areas of your life, maybe your childhood home, or like I've, had so many dreams at the childhood shopping mall that I used to go to, like tons. And so there could be themes, there could be settings that come about, but know that it's a place where so much is happening right now, especially in the paradigm that we're in, where so much is happening all at the same time. Like whenever you're watching this, life is either crumbling, building, you have beautiful moments and then crappy moments, and then tons of energy and then no energy, and like amazing awakenings and then, oh my God, cuckoo pantsness, all in the same day, in one day. So with that much happening in the 3D, imagine what's happening in the back end, you know? I hope this helps. Please share with the group, how have your dreams been? What's your perspective on astral traveling and dreaming? Do you find that it's the same thing, or do you think that there's a difference between the two? There's no right or wrong perspective in my book. These are my opinions, and this is how I utilize dreams to process things and to be really efficient in the way that I awaken in my life. So maybe these tools could be helpful for you. Let me know. Love you.